So Monday night, waiting for my sushi to get here. Talk about a few wines I had recently, and sort of a unboxing, small unboxing, and then some wines that were bought recently. Just talk about all those. While I am doing this and waiting for my sushi, opened up a Assyrtiko Santorini Familia, a Assyrtiko from Greece, from the island of Santorini 2020. I think this is the second one I've had. And I think, like I've said, these are the best Assyrtikos I've ever had, and some of the best Greek whites I've ever had. You do pay for them a little bit. I think you get what you pay for here. And they just, as much as they still have that razor sharp acidity, pair beautifully with things like grilled fishes and white fishes and sushis and I'm sure tons of other things, but that's sort of what I'm getting. This is at about 45 degrees. I feel like I got to tone down my refrigerator there, my white wine refrigerator. Maybe it'll make it a little warmer. But this has aromas of like ripe pear, lemon curd. Sushi got here a little quicker than I expected. Regardless, back to this wine. It has a riper aroma, certainly a minerally smell, a little bit of a, yeah, there's definitely a minerally component to it. The lemon curd, pear skin, ripe pear. There's a few other aromas, they're not all jumping out at me. God, this wine's so good. It's got great acidity. The acidity is high. It's not to the level of Riesling acidity or some other. There's a certain. Sigadas makes this an Assyrtiko that I've had, and I feel like that acidity is so razor sharp. I can't drink it alone. I absolutely have to pair it with food. This I could absolutely drink alone. This has even a fuller body to it. I don't know if they aged this a little bit on the fermented a little bit on the skins. I'm not really sure if this is barrel aging or not. I doubt it. It's probably stainless steel, but it's got I can still taste it to such great length. It's got a mouthfeel to it, a bigger mouthfeel. Yeah, it's a little more bodied than maybe some of the others, which would be more like medium minus body, if not light bodied. This is more in the medium camp. I won't say medium plus because that's where I put Chardonnay. So more medium bodied. It's terrific. It's going to be awesome. So, first we'll talk about, just to talk about some wines I've had recently. I had Frog's Leap Cab, Rutherford Cab 2018. I let it decant for a good 2 hours. It was amazing. I've talked about Frog's Leap. Pretty sure I have it up on my wall here to 2017. 2018 being heralded as one of the best vintages out of Napa ever. This wine absolutely can go the long haul, age at least 10 years, if not longer, if it's kept well. It was like a less than 14% alcohol, restrained, but layers of flavor. Elegant, absolutely awesome, and paired with a veal chop, and it was a beautiful pairing. Before that, there was a champagne, a Brut Nature, which means no dosage, so no sugar added at all for that secondary fermentation, and just for secondary fermentation happening in the bottle for champagne, and it was probably one of the best champagnes in the $50 range I've ever had. It was amazing. It was a 2013 also, so it had a vintage on it. It had this old white wine taste, which I absolutely love, but also was still champagne. It's still very, very crisp and very, very acidic and dry. I don't know the name of it, which totally defeats the purpose of me talking about it, except that it was awesome. Definitely plan on having more of it. Would love to get a case of it, but $50 each. Certainly not going to happen. But that was just another memorable wine from the weekend. So this is my Be Divine shipment. And I'm just going to keep this shipment recurring twice a year. I'm going to get the same 4 bottles. It is the 4 dry wines that they make. So, and I'll just go through them again. I've done this before. I probably won't do this every time the unboxing comes, but so this is their Brute X. And I forget the differences between all of them, and I forget which ones I like the most. These didn't show up on Vivino, so it was a little difficult to know and track them. One of them had a little bit more of a sweetness than the others. This was the barrel fermented, Brute barrel fermented. So this was supposed to be super dry. I'm pretty sure this is the regular Brute. I think the Brute and the barrel fermented. I think the barrel fermented was my favorite of the dries. I think they all looked exactly the same, and the bottle's bare on the back is where this is. Oh, the labels look a touch different. Oh yeah, the labels are slightly different. Slightly different. Oh, and they do say it in the front. Brute X, barrel fermented, and Brute. I didn't even notice that. I think the Brute X had a little bit more residual sugar RS than the others. That's all I sort of remember. It still went great. It was like an off-dry-ish, but not overly off-dry. So fantastic. And this is the Sparkler, which I thought was great. Way better than I expected. Really enjoyed it. Dry Sparkler made out of honey wine. So that's those. To continue in the same vein of sparklers, and typically would never ever buy a bottle that looks like this, and that's just because I always feel like they're trying to catch you and they're trying to get your eyes to go to it, and then I feel like sometimes it's all about the bottle, not about the contents. This was recommended, and it's Arthur Metz Cremant d'Alsace. I do love Cremants out of Alsace. Cuvée Prestige, and I even thought they put a year on this, which I thought was interesting, but maybe not. I could be thinking of something else. Regardless, to about $20-ish, I think, and it was amazing. Amazing for $20-ish Cremant. I absolutely love it, to the point where I got 2 of them, and I don't care. I know there's a big score thing on here, but it just ended up being a really good wine. Really good Cremant. I really enjoyed it. So, there's 2 of those. You know, love having some Cremants, loving having some bubbles. And the other wine in here, I found another Smith Madroni. I think when I did this on camera, it was a younger vintage. I thought it needed to age. It felt like an age-worthy wine. It definitely had an old school taste to it. It wasn't overly unctuous, but a wine that could go the long haul. So I found a 2016 at a better price. And I said, I really can't pass it up. I'm going to lay it down 5-10 years, probably. Not probably, definitely. And then touch it. Then I'm going to try to forget that I even have it. So, that is it. I'm waiting for my next Obsidian box. I think I did get the Scarecrow ones. If I did, it'll be an unboxing of epic proportions, considering that I even got them. Don't know when I would even open one, but talk more about that when it actually happens, or it happened. It seems like the order went through, but it's tough to tell. Talk more about Scarecrow and all that in the future. For now, my sushi is here, and it's time to eat. I'm going to enjoy it with this Assyrtiko, which is fantastic. And I do plan on going back to Omega Wines in Astoria, Queens, which is, to me, the store that has the most Greek wine selection I've ever seen, ever. And it is the middle of Astoria, and it's a Greek wine store. It's amazing. So definitely want to go back, because everything so far that I've tried has been fantastic. And I'd like to get a few more. There's been some other recommendations that have been given to me, and I'd like to try those. So really impressive are these Assyrtikos. So great discovery this year. I'd say this is one of my best discoveries this year, is this brand Hatzidakis out of Santorini. And I mean, there's always great discoveries, but you know, this Cremant here is a great discovery. I think maybe I'm going to do some videos where I do like wines for, like, this would be in that video, like wines for $20 that over deliver and are just absolutely great for $20. Maybe. We'll see. We shall see. Long year ahead. All right. Have a good night.